with this Pico setup and my first 2 ingredient kits, they also gave me the option to do 1 Freestyle kit. That is where I choose what I want on the website. It's a somewhat limited amount of grains and hops, but I am able to put together my own recipe, my own gravity. I believe I also maybe did the IBUs. So what I'm attempting to do is use a different yeast. I'm going to use my own yeast. So this is a pint jar. At the bottom I have some lager yeast. So the grain bill is pills, and then I don't have the rest in front of me, but I think I went for pills and a little Munich and a little Vienna, and I'm going for a Maibock type of beer. The hops are fairly low. I think I have some Zaz in there maybe. I can't remember the other one. I think I have those details at work. But I got my water and I have everything ready, and I'm going to fire this up. We'll see what the gravity is, and it will be interesting to see the result of using a different yeast as opposed to the yeast that they usually give you, the SO5 dry yeast. So let's see what happens. So the brewing just finished up, and instead of letting it cool overnight, which I've never done, and instead of putting it in an ice bath, which I have done the previous 2 times, I am going to take advantage of the 0-degree temperature that we have going on in our lovely climate. And I'm going to put this thing outside, which is basically like putting it into a deep freezer, and I will just check on it. Ugh. Well, you can't see, but it's sitting out here on the ground, and I will start the timer and I'll check on it and see how long it takes for it to cool down to pitching temp. Alright guys, it's done. Oh my god, it took longer to cool down than I expected. It was out there the better part of 3 hours before it got down to 70. I had to take this lid off because it was just holding all the heat in. But it's about 1062. So we'll see how that comes in for the expected alcohol. The other 2 kits were low. Anyway, I got a nice frothy yeast mixture here. I've aerated it with a sanitized whisk best I can. Here goes the yeast. Alright. Oh, thank God it's done. Now I can finally relax. We'll see how she goes. Here is my last Pico beer of the first 3. This is my Freestyle pack. I believe I have done some videos before tonight. Joining me for the 3rd tasting is Michael Dawson, Chip Walton,
MC Yarn Gloves.
MC Yarn Gloves. Here we are. I don't remember how much I said about the ingredients of this. I was going for a Maibock type of a beer. The grain bill was Pilsner and Vienna. It's about 90% Pils, 10% Vienna. And the estimated original gravity was 1065 with the estimated final gravity of 1013, which I don't know how they would know that. I guess they do control the mash temperature, though.
They're watching your hydrometer.
I know. It's like, how do they know? How do they know how much yeast I'm using? This came in for me about 1063, so actually probably one of the closer ones to the projected original gravity out of the other ones, because all the other ones were a little bit more off, and came down at 1014. Now I used the liquid yeast instead of the dried yeast. Do you guys think that made a difference?
Something made a difference. Like, this tastes more like whatever you want to call an official beer, home brewed by regular means. But I mean, like, look at that. It's got wonderful head, It's got carbonation bubbles like a good Pillsy Maibock Helles would.
Great clarity.
Yeah, and the flavor, there's no off flavor like in that first one. And the second one was better than the first one, but it still just wasn't super defined. Whereas this tastes like a Satz hopped lager Pilsen Vienna. It tastes good. It tastes really good.
I think it's definitely my favorite. I think it's the best of the three. I think you could get into a lot of speculation about why that is. I do believe that it seems to be a challenge to make a good, fresh, hop beer. It seems to be more likely to make a big, bold, malty beer. But I was going for, I didn't want to just make a super lowish to low medium gravity. I wanted to go for slightly higher-ish gravity. So I got the 1063, 1065. I mean, it's pretty much what I would have hoped how it would come out.
Yeah.
If I would have, we were talking before this, if somebody would gave this to me as their own homebrew and said, what do you think? I would give it pretty solid marks.
Yeah. I think you said B to B plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It doesn't look shortcutted at all. Like, it just looks wonderful. Tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
There's something else I was going to say. Oh, I wonder if, and I don't know enough about tons of hop oils and, the spectrum of the oils, but I wonder if that first beer just kind of had too much experimental alpha, beta, whatever, cumulone. If Satz are just a little more...
Lower oil content hops working better? Is
Thank
that
you
your
for-
theory?
Just less going on within a system that we already don't know a lot about, like this steam heated boil that doesn't really vent. If just for some reason, whatever kind of combination of things that these hops were with Satz and what else is
Northern Brewer, I didn't say that.
just
Northern
traditional classic.
I
These
just
are a hit you over the head with any of those acids. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know why that first beer was so unenjoyable, but I don't think it's just because of the hops. I don't
Yeah.
know all what was at play there.
What was our main? Was it buttered popcorn? Cotton candy? We had one off flavor that once one person said it, we were all like, ding, 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 ding. That's
I
what
think
it is.
cotton candy rings a bell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Buttered popcorn, maybe.
Yeah.
No,
So-
that's cool to have
I think
a gallon
to-
and a half of that.
Cycle back to the whole reason that they sent me this machine and all these ingredients and wanted me to try it was the reason I accepted it is I wanted to see if you could make a good beer out of this machine. And I think based on this, even these kits, I would say that it seems like you can. And I believe that all the people that are big Zymatic fans, which is a different version of Pico where you put your own ingredients in there, whatever configuration you want. I mean, I have to believe all the people that are big fans of those are liking the beers they're making. Otherwise, I don't know why they would,
Yeah.
you know,
No, there's a
tout
couple
the
of guys
merits
here
of
in the
it.
Metro that are just, they live and die by it now. They're like, dude, that's... But it's the control factor, I'm sure, too.
Yeah, so I don't think we have to go on too long about this, but I
Would
did
you
want to
say that
follow
the
up.
tweaks, though, like, would you say it's like, you can make good beer with this asterisk, but, you used different yeast in this case?
Well,
you brought in wash yeast,
Pico
you've
C-
done different things.
The Pico C unit, you have no control over the subtle nuances of the ingredients unless you do all freestyle packs, and even in that case, you don't have unlimited options. They are fairly limited. So I was just kind of going real basic. I saw they had Pilsner, I saw they had Vienna, I just went real kind of basic. The other thing that we talked about too is I ordered this ingredient pack online, and I would say I had it in my hands within a week. So no matter what, that pack was not sitting around anywhere very long. Whereas the other packs might have been sitting somewhere for some period of time. That could have been a factor with the half squeezed. That's a possibility.
Oh, I see, because they could be pre-built because they're an existing SKU, whereas this is like Dono's.
Yeah,
custom
they got my order.
Yeah.
They put it into a thing. They sealed it up. They got it in the mail. So
If you do a custom recipe, it can't be, by
Right.
definition,
Right.
pre-built and sitting around.
right. So there's that factor, and then there's the factor that I use good quality liquid yeast, which I have to feel like this beer would not taste quite this good if I would have just used the dried yeast that they sent and that I still have in the fridge.
It's hard to say without a side-by-side,
Right.
right? But it seems like a pretty plausible theory based on the previous two.
So
right?
wort production, the machine I think does based on this a reasonable job if in the right configuration of ingredients.
Well, and a logger would show it too. So that's an interesting third test to do. Is like, oh yeah, like if things had gone wrong, this would probably have shown it more than either of the other two. Honestly,
I don't know.
on the wort side,
I
clearly
mean-
you've got the yeast side kind of also.
I could have had liquid
In a
ale yeast
submission
though
bowl,
too,
Dono
and
style.
it still might have been better. I think I'm not a big fan of dried yeast. I mean, that's just kind of my own
When was the
personal
dried
hang-up.
yeast? It wasn't like 05, right? They
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what they send. Yep.
Can you request at least
That I don't know.
check the box that says lager
I
instead?
don't know. I mean, I just made this lager myself. I didn't order a lager. I ordered a grain hop bill.
You're so damn sneaky.
I do what I gotta do.
Snuck in another lager in winter 17.
Yeah, I
18.
got done a bunch and got hopefully a couple more. So speaking of, we got more beers to drink, but I definitely wanted to wrap up my Pico experience with a more positive installment this time. And thank you guys for tasting. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the flip side. Hopefully it's recording.